6, 7, 8. I was just too young, I guess, to handle it all.
By the time I was in kindergarten, I'd already been sexually abused by 3 different people. I was raped when I was 3 years old, and they all made me promise never to tell anybody. One of them told me that if I did, that my parents weren't gonna love me anymore, that I was like officially unlovable, and they would disown me and kick me out on the streets. Another one threatened to kill my dog. Nobody knew. It was all just my little secret. Or my big secret. I grew up in Nogales, Arizona. I never really felt like I fit in. I didn't feel like I belonged anywhere because I was putting on this mask of trying to pretend to be somebody I wasn't. So this is definitely during the dark years. I'm trying to figure out how old I was. I was trying to pretend that I wasn't a survivor, trying to pretend that I wasn't dealing with trauma, trying to pretend that I was normal, and I never felt normal.
Scars deep, and it scars through every vein of my body, and there's no hiding it. I mean, I wish you guys would have burned me so I had physical scars, because that'd be easier to cope with than the emotional. I mean, I look at myself in the mirror, and, you know, it's just a constant memory of what you guys did to me.
Any of my traumas have been so impacting, they completely shifted my life. Every single one of them sent me in a different direction, off course of where I was headed. When I got into high school, I started hanging out with some people. He invited me out one night. He would find me after school and kind of signal very sternly, like, I'm giving you a ride home. And I didn't want to do anything that night. I said no. I'd get in the car and he would have other friends with them, and then it was expected that I would take care of whoever he brought along as well. And I was terrified, so I got like backed into a corner and had to give in. He threatened that if I ever told anybody, they could go look for my body in Mexico, because that would be where they would find me. So there was no talking about it then either. I graduated early because I was just done and I wanted to get out of that town. And I moved out to Philly and was lonely. I didn't know a single soul out there. On my weekends, I had nothing to do. I'd run up and go visit a friend of the family that lived in Long Island. And then I woke up in the middle of the night to him having sex with me. I thought I had something that said "abuse me" on my forehead. A week after, I was ready to jump off of a bridge, and someone had called the police. They showed up. They took me to a hospital that night. A month later, I attempted to overdose. My stomach pumped, and 4 more attempts. So I can't even kill myself right. Emotionally, I was starting to crack. I could feel that I was becoming less stable, and I felt like I needed to come home.
The lady that gave this to me said she got it in Nogales.
Really?
Yeah.
I met Robin after I'd moved back from Philly. As soon as we met each other, we just kind of hit it off. She definitely kept me in the light a whole lot longer. Well, I'm glad you said yes to coming today. This is a lot. It feels more complete.
It was an automatic yes. Everywhere we went, I just remember people would, look at us or want to hang out with us and ask us out, and it was just fun. It was just a really good time. Up until that weekend that we decided to go to Nogales. And then we parted ways for about 16 years.
You feel it like in your body and it's starting to hit you and you're like, oh yeah, there's no turning back now.
Yeah. point of no return. There it is. There it is. We started out at a restaurant where we were just drinking margaritas, and we decided to cross the street over to Cucarachas. We were not feeling well. And it would be much more than having, the alcohol effect. And I didn't even realize at the time that we most likely had been roofied. Robin, I write this letter with absolutely no expectations. I'm so sorry for any and all of the pain I caused you. I'm sorry I shut down after Mexico. I had completely blocked the memories of the second part of that night. The employee came up behind me and pulled my pants down. As he plunged into me from behind, I began to puke. Fortunately, that got him to back off. You became a trigger for all the pain. And that in turn triggered memories of all the unhealed sexual trauma from my past. Things got so incredibly dark for me. I spent many nights on the floor of my bedroom on River Road with a gun in my mouth. And I couldn't pull the trigger.
I feel sadness right now. I'm not angry. I just have a heavy heart. I pushed her as far away as I could. I didn't want her to be as impacted by my death because I was sure I was actually going to die. On the final attempt, I felt this presence and I heard this voice say, "You can't leave yet. You have work to do."
Hello? This is Danielle.
And then I thought about some of the other people who were still living that had assaulted me, and I realized that they too could still be doing this to other kids. I decided to call them up and confront them about it and record my conversations.
And, I've been through tons and tons of therapy.
And I took the tapes to the police.
Sorry about it. Completely sorry.
Well, I accept your apology.
That wasn't enough evidence to prosecute. So I decided at that point that I had to find a new way to reach people. I had to go through hell to find my way out, to find my way to the other side, to healing. And I needed to create a bridge so that I could help other people find their way too. That day on the red couch, I stopped looking at myself as a victim. And I realized that I'm a survivor.
It was a strange sensation to feel. Very proud of her, but also just devastated that this person I loved so much had been through that, and I didn't even know. So you just don't know until you're in it.
The reality is that the wound is still there. It's always going to be there. And it's terrifying to go into these things alone. It really helps to have somebody who can hold your hand and walk you through the steps to face your demons and take back your power. Can you turn around for me, please? I'm healing, and I am always healing. And maybe that's part of what being a healer is that as you help others and they heal, it heals you too.